Good morning. Good morning. Get everything set up here. There we go. What was it called? It was called. No. No. I will get that later. All right. So let's get into it. First, jumping over here to our scanners. Yesterday was one of those days where I had to make a decision on either, participating in down moves or staying out. And I just saw everything. I saw the SPY going down, and I just felt like it was not going to be good for me, especially trying to hold for long. So one of the ones that really took a nice dip on yesterday was Nvidia. Nvidia falling from 136 all the way down here to 127. Another one. So I traded Nvidia, Intel, and AMD this week. And Intel was a good trade, made money on it. AMD was like almost a break even trade because it came back and stopped me out, but I had moved my stop above my break even, so still a green trade, but very small profits. And then Nvidia, I got stopped out on it as well for a $60 loss. So right now on the week, I'm sitting flat. Last week, the good thing is I didn't give any back. I didn't give any of last week's profit back. So I'm sitting like flat, and I'm like, okay. But coming into the week, I did already know that there was going to be CPI news, there was going to be PPI news, there was going to be the sentiment news, and the banks issuing their how they're moving their investments and how their businesses are going. So, I already knew this week was going to be a little bit of turmoil. So what I didn't want to do is destroy my month with a week that I knew that was going to have some ups and downs. Anyway, it is Friday. I'm going to be looking to see if I can take any long positions today. And for right now, though, looking at how the SPY is moving. Where is the SPY? Let's move this over here. Looking at how the SPY is moving here. So it still looks very bullish, even with the pullbacks from yesterday. I mean, it's just came into this area, even on the 15-minute here. You can see a drop, but it just held this level of the 556. Now, I don't know if it's going to continue down or if this is the start of a bigger down move, but I don't know. I know one thing. If anything is going to be following the SPY, I do need for the SPY to break out and choose a direction. If something has a high beta that follows the SPY strongly, I don't want to be trading it while the SPY is flat. So I'll probably be looking at things. If it is going to be flat, I'm going to be looking at things that don't really follow the SPY to be making decisions, to be making moves. So that's how I'm going to be thinking about the market today. Let's go back out here to the higher time frames. So out here, let's look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart, yeah, basically just bullish. I mean, you really wouldn't expect any true bearishness in here, but it's definitely happening. Maybe a short-term bearishness, but I just want to be cautious, especially on the week with all of this news coming out. And they also talked about the interest rates and things like that. I know Jerome Powell did his testimony. I really didn't even look at it. I was just kind of looking at how the market was reacting. And I was like, okay, probably wasn't the greatest display of information because the market absolutely dumped. All right, let's jump over here to the daily chart on the SPY. And we can see that it engulfed the previous day's candle. It was up there at the 560s, engulfed this whole candle to the downside. So that is a bearish kind of indicator candle that there is some selling going on. Doesn't mean it's over with yet though. Bottom of this candle right here is looking like the 555.63, which it is still holding above. Over here on the 15-minute, this is that line that it came down and tested right here, 555.63, and bounced back up off of it. And it came down here almost to it yesterday, and then definitely holding it today. So we'll see if it's going to be a hold and recover or a hold and continuation of flat movement. Anyway, good morning to everybody that is tuning in. You know, definitely wish I had better news on Friday, but I mean, I guess it's not the worst news because I'm flat on the week. So it's like, yes, it isn't the greatest news, but I didn't lose, you know. So actually, I'm not flat on the week. I just thought about that. My dividend stocks went crazy. I'm not flat on the week, actually. One of my dividend stocks is this one right here, AGNC. And is this the right one? Yeah, this is the right one. Okay, but this one I bought down here. I actually bought it twice. And let's go to the higher time frames to look at this. So I actually bought it. This is what the monthly was looking like. And I actually bought it back here because I thought, okay, this is a big bullish move. I think it can go ahead and break. And it actually ended up stopping me out for a small loss. I think it was like a $40 loss, but this thing pays a crazy dividend. And it allowed me to pretty much get my gains before I took the loss. Almost $100 something of dividends there paid out, and I lost $40. So I was like, I'm good. But then I tried it again. After this, it started coming back up. So I bought back in here around the 970s. And now it finally made that break of 10. And I'm looking for it to get over this 1020 level. Would be beautiful over the 1020 and start to break some of these other highs. And so, yeah, yesterday it was up $110. But I'm really not looking for this one for profits as much as I'm looking for the dividends to keep being paid every month. It is a monthly paying dividend as well. So I've been getting back in on my dividend grind, and definitely it has been paying off. I usually, how I trade the dividends is kind of like how I day trade. I look for something that I'm buying low and it has a lot of indications that it wants to move up, and then I'm just holding for long. That's it. So I'm looking for a good setup. I'm not just buying in the middle of the air, but looking for a good setup on the higher time frames. Usually I'm only looking at the monthly chart on my other bill that I have. I have several bills in TOS over here. So I got my other sites that I traded, the setups that I trade, dividend research, non-dividends. Then I have, when I'm here at the home office, the day trades, dividends, non-dividends. And yeah, so trade strategy development, that's how I back test everything. So yeah, pretty much just run through that all the time. Anyway, Tesla, let's see, it's popping up here now, getting more volume to the downside. 235s. Man, these drops were crazy. A $30 move down on Tesla. One that tempted me yesterday was Rivian. I almost hit the button on Rivian. It was not exactly meeting my criteria, but I was so hungry for a trade yesterday. It really, really almost got me. So what it was, it came up here, went down to the 1650s, came back up here and started breaking these highs up here towards 17. I was like, oh man, this thing may be going, but I kept looking over at the market and seeing the market absolutely dump. It jumped from 17 flat all the way up here to 1725, and I was like, man, I was feeling a lot of FOMO, and then it crashed back down with the SPY, just a huge move back down. I was like, well, I think I need to stay out of the market today because I am completely wrong. I'm getting tempted by things that are definitely not in my best interest, and I was feeling endangered, and so I stayed out. Good morning, Donnell, in the building. I know you definitely have been taking advantage of all of the small cap movement. I forgot that small cap that I missed. It was one that it has some catalyst. It was like Alzheimer's or something like that. It had a big explosion earlier this week, and I saw it. It had the setup. It was right above the ATRs for me, and I was like, I don't know, man. I just don't know. But it went. It ripped from like $8 up to 11. I was like, should have just took small size. Should have just took small size. I saw the setup. All of the larger caps were trading kind of wonky. I just should have just jumped in with at least 100 shares. I would have been straight. But it's whatever. I'm okay with the decision making that I made this week. Really looking for stronger catalysts, but we really didn't get any. A lot of the catalyst that was up was either AI catalyst that got choppy, or it was medical catalyst in the low floats with dealing with Alzheimer's or some other rare disease that was going up. I really thought AMD was going to be something better this week, though. It is actually buying one of the biggest AI facilities. I think it's called Silly. I forget what it's called, Scylla something, whatever that they were buying, but it just did not perform like I thought it would, and so I stopped out of that one pretty immediately because I want to see resolution pretty fast. Scully123. What's up? What's up? Cheap viewers on, I don't know what that, I guess that might have been a link or something you dropped. Yeah. I don't want cheap viewers. I guess one good thing about me not sitting all day on a stream is that I can get a lot of work done. So I get this, if I see something, if I'm able to trade, great, but I'm also able to kind of like still get work done and make money another way if I need to. And I jump around a lot during the day, so it's not just me day trading all day. I jump into dividends. I'll go and read up on some dividends. I'll go jump into just reading some news reports, what's going on around the world. I'm all over the place, so it's like when I have time. And that's the thing. Like if I get a call or I have to take care of a client or something, I'm doing that, and then I just come right back and see if I can squeeze some profits. It's basically like a cherry on top for each day. If I'm green on a day, great, cherry on top. If I'm not green in the market, I know I'm going to be green in regular life. So I'm like, okay, it'll work. That'll work for me. But yeah, Tesla, Nvidia, taking the most of the volume over $5. If there's anything under $5 that y'all are seeing, definitely pop it in the chat and let's take a look and see what's popping. Is there attention in the sub dollar or the right above a dollar, like $1 to $2 area? But right now I'm just focusing on the sentiment of the overall market. If something wants to go inverse of the overall market, that's what I'm looking for. Something that does not care about this downwards move. And I do, like I was saying in a Discord, we do have a Discord as well. During these times when the market takes a downturn like this, a lot of times the cash that people take out, they put into things that are a little bit safer. Maybe like dividends, maybe like crypto or something like that, especially if it has staking. And staking is basically dividend payouts so that they can continue to make money on stocks even when they go red. So the stock goes red, but it's still paying you, right? And so you can actually get better prices as it goes down and it's still paying you. So, that's kind of how I was thinking on this. I was like, okay, stock's going down. It's been running for a while. Let's go ahead and take some positions in some dividend stocks and see where they go. Because whether they go up or down, I'm going to get paid. Anyway, video coming down, testing this 127. I don't know where that came from, but on the weekly and the daily, it's definitely looking a little bit bearish, and on the monthly. Really have only been looking to trade these stocks that have that high volume, because usually high volume usually indicates that they have higher relative volume. So, sometimes we get higher relative volume on a stock that has like 1 million shares or even under 1 million shares, but it's like a pop and drop. Pops up big, drops big, because there's nobody holding it continuously. So, but with these that have a lot of volume that pop up, they have a better chance of continuing because they fall back to these areas of demand, and people are willing to buy more and more and more, and it just continues to go up. But low volume, especially with trading large caps, you need some pretty good volume in there for a good supported move. Or I need it. I say I need it. All right, NVIDIA, what you got going? Videos. Let's QQ. Oh, let's jump over to some news as well. I haven't done that. All right, GPM profits surge, but drop in key revenue source shows challenge. Or did they misspell this? Shows challenges. Is that a word? No, I don't think that's a word. I think they just misspelled that. I wonder, could I get paid for sending that in and being like, hey, could you change this? I wonder. Let's refresh and see if they fixed it. They should have already seen it. Yep, they already seen it. Okay, so they fixed that. I had opened this article earlier, and it had just been sitting there, but it looks like they've already fact checked it. Let's see what we got here. Finance PPI rises more than the forecast in the latest inflation wrench. City profit climbs on 60% jump in investment banking. Interest income falls short. Shares slide. Okay, that was Wells Fargo, so that makes sense. Whatever the Fed does next will be seen as political. Tesla slips after UBS downgrade too much too soon. AT&T data of 109 million customers hacked. Okay, well, that explains why they came down a little bit. I'm definitely holding that. I don't really care. We'll see if how they react to being hacked. Let's see what kind of hack it was. AT&T new hack includes records of customer calls and text. What? Oh, don't allow person. Wait, what is this? Don't allow. I don't care. Okay, AT&T Biden vows suffer massive hack of consumer data separate from one reported earlier this year. That included records of calls and texts for nearly all of its mobile phone users for a 6-month period in 2022. Wait a minute. They got hacked for this information from 2022? Wait. One of the biggest breaches of private communications data in recent memory. The company said in the regulatory filing Friday that the breach will, which hasn't been previously disclosed, also included those records from customers of wireless service providers that use AT&T's network between May 1st, 2022 and October 31st of that year. Okay, so they just disclosed a hack from 2022. Okay. Shares are down 2%. I mean, if they want to come back down, I'll add. I'm good. Come on back down, buddy. Anyway, let's see what's going on at the BBC. Pressure builds on Biden as news conference fails to stop rebels. Okay, some Democrats have stop it. Some Democrats have urged Joe Biden to step aside after the news briefing in which he was steady but made more verbal flubs. I mean, everybody's not a speaker, but sometimes the tongue stammers. It dances around your mouth and you really don't know what it's going to do. And I think he runs into those situations a lot. Biden stands defiant on critical night. Key moments as Biden spars with reporters and fumbles twice. Relief as Canadian serial killer. Oh, wow. What? Found guilty in death of 4 women. Okay, whole pod of 77 whales die in the biggest mass stranding in decades. Well, it has been getting hotter and hotter. I was watching a documentary talking about different places around the world reaching like 40 degrees Celsius. And at first I was like, in America we use Fahrenheit, but they were like 40 degrees Celsius. I'm like, how hot is it? That's 104. And even more places are starting to reach over 50 and 60 degrees, which is like 140 degrees in some places, 140 degrees Fahrenheit in some places around the world. So they are facing very big issues between how they're going to cope with it, especially with people that are less fortunate, that don't have the air conditioning and all of these other amenities that some people are provided. And they're outside having to figure out, hey, how are we going to get this, how are we going to live and survive in 140 degree weather? And so it's kind of crazy. Let's go to the next spot. FinViz. It's 818 right now. The two that are on the scan with some volume is Tesla and Nvidia, but they are not looking great. They have not gapped. They're not gappers. So I usually am looking for gappers to be moving. FinViz. Let's see what was yesterday. So we had a couple of stocks up here yesterday. 30 cents, $10, array upgrades, unusual volume on these. I saw this one. This one was crazy. LCFY. Let's go ahead and look at that one. That one was, it's one of those that did not have volume at first, but then people went over there as it continued to rip. So I know they got in late. KZIA was another one. Nexi, I also saw that one come up. Now, did I almost trade that one? No, I didn't. I forget. Let me go see. Let's go see what these are. So starting with LCFY from yesterday, I saw this thing come up on my scans and it was reaching the volume that I like. When it reached right like $7, it was gone. And I was like, I don't know what that's going to do, but it went up to $11 and then slammed. I mean, absolutely imploded back down to 7 and through the 6. So, almost a $6 loss right there if you got in late. And then it recovered. And one of the things that I have been trying to do, even in the large cap trading, is let a stock try before you believe it. So like when it died here from 11 down here to 6, I'm not going to be a buyer on this first dip. I want to see it come up and try to come up, and then it failed again. And after this try, let's see what it actually wants to do. Because I just believe in the market less and less as it shows me these crazy moves. KZAI or yeah, KZIA was another one from yesterday. It was a dollar mover, and that's probably why I didn't really see it. Popped up here to $1.58. Did a early rip down from $1.58 all the way back down to a dollar, so a 50-cent loss. But seeing how cheap this stock is, a lot of people could have bought big up here around looking for this $2 breakout. And then Nexi on yesterday didn't really have a pre-market. Pumped up from 2 up there to 543, dumped down to 4, and then back up. So I'm looking for them to actually hold the fives, and that's when I get interested for a trade, especially on Catalyst. All right, so it is 8:21. We have two main stocks that I'm gonna watch how the open fail, which is Nvidia and Tesla. I'm thinking they're gonna continue to go to the short side, but that's just what I think. It may not happen. We'll see how everything calculates on the open, how much volume they'll open up with. Nvidia is almost to 10 million shares traded. Tesla just getting to 5 million. So we'll see if Nvidia fails first. The SPY isn't really doing anything. It's kind of just sitting flat. Hasn't made a decision. So because of that, I'm going to be very weary of trading any large caps today if it's just going to be flat. Not going to be too speculative on a move upward, especially after the move yesterday downward. But anyway, that is what I'm looking at. It's what's going through my head right now. No rush. Just chill and looking for something to force me to enter. And then once I'm in it, I want it to force me to exit. So I want to get in on something that has a good idea, has a good thesis. I can build a good thesis of it, and then it forces me to get out. So once I get the break even, put a hard stop in at break even and say, hey, if you're as good as I think you are, you won't come back to this spot. You'll continue to go up. And if it wants to stop me out, I just get forced out. But if it wants to go up, I trail my stop up with it. Video breaking on down. Looks like it wants to get below those 127s there. But that idea or that mindset has definitely saved me a whole lot of money. Just being like, look, I want to get something that's so good that I have to get in it. And then, once my break even's in, if it stops me out, oh well. Because basically I'm sitting at where I started on the day, right? And I used to be like, okay, I'm just gonna hold this thing through the pain, through the stress, through everything, beyond my max loss, which I had my max loss set at 500, but I just haven't been getting to $500 losses because usually those were in small caps. I'd be like, okay, set my max loss 500, and we'll see how this goes. But I haven't really had to take super large size on the large caps. I mean, the most I've taken is what, like 150 shares, and a dollar move, that's only $150. So it would take a whole lot more to reach that max loss. But in the small caps, I take 1,000 shares, I can reach 500 real quick. Real quick. All right, we have about 6 minutes to the bell. Still just looking around for something new to pop up. But Nvidia and Tesla are pretty much holding it down. Anyway, hopefully the week has been good for you all. Either you're sitting flat or not too much in the red. Um, like I said, I wouldn't blame you this week, even if you were a little bit red on the week or a lot of red, because of the movement in the market. It has not been fluid. So, I would say if you are red, definitely just get your boots ready for next week. We kind of have the sentiment of all of the news that came out this week, and we'll be able to go into next week with um, a new thesis, a new addition to our thesis, and see if we can attack something next week. But for Friday, I'm going to be grateful for anything that I do get today. And take it. And if it gets me green on the week, great. But I'm not looking to force anything on a Friday with this type of action in the market. Nvidia coming in almost to 10 million shares traded right before the open. Market still flat though, so not a whole lot of hope there. Future stock says gamble with a penny stock MAXN. Let's check that out. MAXN. Wait, you said gamble with a penny stock? 25 cents. Let's see what this thing's talking about. MAXN. It's what he called out. Let me get rid of these other ones. KZIA, Nexi. So this is a true penny stock, 25 cents. It's up 5% though. Let's go see what this is talking about. MAXN. Mexion Solar Technologies. Does it have any news on today? 3 days ago, it releases sustainability reporting. Best growth stocks issues comprehensive analysis of this solar technology. Defense of innovation continues and initiates a unitary patent infringement lawsuit against these other two. So they got a lawsuit going against these other guys. Let's go over here and look at what they actually do. MAXN. Profile. So this company, Mexion Solar Technologies, designs, manufactures, markets, and sells solar panels and related solar systems components worldwide. The company provides interdigitated back contact and shingled solar cells and panels under the SunPower brand. It offers its products to dealers, project developers, system integrators, distributors, resellers, and residential and small-scale commercial customers. Mexion Solar Technologies Limited was incorporated in 2019 and is headquartered in Singapore. Okay. So definitely a little solar company there. What's the float on this little guy? Float of 27.43 million. What was the market cap? Market cap, very small cap. So this is a small capper. Definitely an interesting one. I don't know what it's gonna do in the future, but hey, you caught it early. If you want to just grab 1 or 2 shares this year, and then 10 years from now grab 2 more shares, it may go well for you. Oh, Nvidia popping up. So we just got our open. Nvidia popping up green right now, but the market is still looking quite flat. ATR high up here at the 128.92. ATR low, full low is at the 127.59 based on the 15-minute chart. Daily chart does not look great though. Let's jump over here to the daily. So daily chart is a inside candle for right now, trading within this previous fallout, and looks like it's working its way down here towards this 120. So this bottom right here is like 126 something. So showing us a little bit of green, but you know, MAXN did pop up a little bit, up 12% now. I see it up there with 98 million shares traded, but it's a cheaper stock. So 98 million really isn't a lot. If it was a little bit more pricey, it'd probably be less volume. But yeah, we'll see what that wants to do. And I'll keep Nvidia up. And let's see, Tesla, not so much. But Nvidia is going positive on the day. So definitely keep this one up. And Maxin popped up there. Let's see where those ATRs are. Is it even calculating? Oh, there it is. Okay, so ATR high, full high. So how I use these ATRs is basically just a thought in the thesis. So what price, and right now it has the same price for bullishness because the price is so low. So the thought of it being bullish is up here above 26. And then if it wants to dive down here below 25, I would be thinking, okay, this is bearish. But I really haven't used these ATRs in the lower, like sub dollar. So I really don't know how they work down here. But I have back tested a whole lot above 5. So the thought right now would be, okay, we're thinking that it's becoming more bearish, but it hasn't broken these levels yet. So basically what this is, the ATR is the average true range of the stock. And over here on the daily, we can see that the ATR is 19 cents. So we take that 19 cents and actually it's probably lower than 19. That doesn't make sense. It's probably a smaller number. This one doesn't even calculate it correctly because it definitely isn't 19 cents on this one. I don't know what it is, but it's not calculating it correctly because it's a sub dollar. I really didn't build it for this down here. But whatever the ATR is down here, it's, let's see, 0.18. It says 18 cents though. So maybe that is right. But the top of this is basically you just add that to wherever the open was. So the open was around 25 cents. And so over here on the daily chart, the high is 44 cents, low, and I don't think it's going to reach either one of those. Probably just going to trade sideways in here based on looking at the downwards trend in here. But yeah, very cheap solar stock. While it's cheap though, I mean, if you've researched it and you looked into it, I don't know what's your time frame of trading it, whether you're trying to hold it, you know, well into the future or what, but we'll see how it does over time. I don't know if this chart right here says back here in 2000, what is this, 2021, it was up at $57, $40, and this now maybe it did reverse splits. I don't really know, but it said 25 cents. So let's jump back over to Nvidia. Went up there and tested that ATR high. Was not able to get through it. I see ZAP popping up now, ZAPP. This was a mover from earlier this week as well. This is a low float mover. Just reached 5 million shares traded, up 40 something percent. It is above the ATR high here. And so we'll see what that does. I usually wait the first 30 minutes just to see things shake out and see where they kind of want to go. If we jump over here to the daily chart, let's look at this real quick. It is above $5, so I am willing to take stabs at it. Probably going to do it on lower share size. I need to go and look at the news on it. But this is what the daily is looking like. It's reaching the first ATR high here at the 1282s. The next level that I'll be kind of looking for, I don't even know if it can get up to 14. It's going to have to break this level right here, which is, what's this? 13.19, the previous body of that red candle, and right now it's struggling on this first ATR high right here. So yeah, got to get over these 12.92 13s. But it is above the ATR, so the thought is bullish until we. So basically, I just trust it until I can't. So the thought is bullish until I can't trust this anymore. Once it starts breaking down 12 flat, it's over with. But let's go ahead and look at the news on it for ZAP, ZAPP. This is electric vehicle news or electric vehicle company. The news was on June 20th when it was reported. Last press release. Now I'm sure I kind of stay away from the regular news because a lot of chat rooms and things pump the regular news, and like this one, it says pre-market most active, stock market news today. All this isn't anything posted by the company. I want to see what the company is actually doing. So they reported their financial results for the first half of the fiscal year 2024 and raises its business outlook. Okay. It also did a stock split back in April, and they appointed a contract manufacturing partner for sales of i300 in India. All right, so we're gonna keep that one up as well. MAXN did go is still holding around that 5%, but I don't really know what it's gonna do today. Nvidia, the thought was bullish and now it is going towards bearish. So it broke the first bearish ATR, and at this point I'm like, yeah, that's looking pretty bearish. ZAP also big breakout, but coming right back down to the first ATR on the 15-minute and breaking that down within the first 15 minutes. So big strike up there to the 13s and came all the way back. So $1 lost to anybody that bought at those highs. Video going down there. Not much else reaching over 5 million shares traded yet. I want to see where the people are. If they're sub dollars, if they're down there, trading Maxin or something like that, I just, I'm like, okay, that's cool. And Maxin has 111 million shares traded. Insane volume down there. But it keeps on circulating that 25 cents. Now, for me, I'm more of a momentum trader, and that's why I kind of look for bigger gaps to look for that continuation of the gap. And so 5 cents or 5% on a 25 cent stock isn't a whole lot. If it was up 200%, 300%, maybe it'll be a day trade. But, as far as ZAP, though, it continues to keep the bullish ideal alive, staying above the 1206 here. But this candle has not closed, and I also wait for candles to close. So this is the first 15-minute candle coming back up and testing this 1245 level. And now a whole lot just popped in. Let's see what we got. We got ZAP leading the charge, TNA up 3%. I think that's an inverse or something. Sound, SOUN up 1%, IWM up 1%, and then everything else is just, down here doing stuff. But Nvidia and Tesla were not able to hold up very well. So we'll keep our eye on ZAP for now. Anyway, I'm about to get to my morning meeting. We have the Discord. Did it drop the Discord link? It did not. Let me drop that Discord link. I post everything I do in the Discord, whether it's my charts or, whatever, everything basically. And we talk in the Discord. If you have any trade ideas or anything like that, definitely hit up the Discord. Hit me up. I'm a lot more receptive in here. Go here, and I want to create an invite. Oh, actually, I just do this. I create copy link, and I drop that link in there. So if I see anything throughout the day, I wait the first 30 minutes, let weak hands get shaken out, and then I'm getting in for plays. So it is Friday. We are behind a lot of news on this week, so I'll be careful. And like I said, I'm going to be appreciative of today as far as what I can make. If I make something, great. If I can't, oh well. But yeah, that is the stream for today. I got to get to this morning meeting. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Zap is making its way back up above the ATR high on the 15-minute was 1244. ATR high on the daily though is 1406. So it's quite a way. It's like $2 away from that. But if it gets all the way up there, my goodness, that thing is going to be bullish. Anyway, I'll be watching. It's continuing to move up. Watching where it lands after the first 30 minutes and see if it can get any continuation. I might take smaller share size on it just to see if it can pay me a little bit. It's moving dollars though, so it's looking good. Has a ATR on a daily chart of $2.41. Anyway, that's it for me today. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Make sure you hit that like button. If you enjoy the content, definitely subscribe. And once again, if you're going to be trading, keep your head on a swivel. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Peace. All right, let's get ready.